more from him tomorrow. That's at the top of the hour. And then later we are going to meet some people who remember the poster people we said they're going to be the face of this £100,000 by extension £450,000 weight loss challenge. Well, they're back tomorrow. We're going to hear exactly what weight they have lost and where they are on the journey. We're going to remember it's for the rest of the year, so we are following them. We are going to now wrap up today's show. It's really, really awesome. I had a great time. Once again, thank you so much. And hey, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Stay close. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
The views and opinions expressed on this show or program are not a reflection of the Bahamas Radio Network and, as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
National issues, this show will take you there. Yeah.
What amazing idea to go into the communities and into our world and into our country and into the homes of people and into the lives of outstanding and extraordinary people all over the country. I think that telling those stories again helps us to connect to the notion of okay, how can I live a better life? How can I be better? This is how this person achieved it. Where can I find common ground so that my life can match up as well? And so Ordinary People is an amazing, amazing concept, and I'm excited to be a part of the Ordinary People family.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, employees at the Bahamas High Commission office in London getting a special visit from the nation's leader. Taxi drivers refuting claims that they harass tourists. And 48 students are the newest junior road safety officers.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDon Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. The country's leader, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, visited Bahama House in London today, where he met with staff of the Bahamas High Commission, Tourist Office, and Bahamas Maritime Authority. He and Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, also toured the office to interact with staff and to get a better understanding of operations. Prime Minister Minnis outlined his government's intention to create a country of young entrepreneurs, which includes Bahamians living abroad.
We are a young nation, and about 60% of our population less than 30. And we came in with a drive and a determination to try and grow the young population and create opportunities for them to ensure that they become our future entrepreneurs. And we're trying to reform the public service also.
Meanwhile, Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Anisha Rolle, is also in London this week, attending the Commonwealth Women's Forum. This event will garner effective discussions on gender equality for women and girls. Minister Rolle is excited to interact with her Commonwealth colleagues.
This year's theme is an empowered future for women and girls. And so it's important for us to realize that we don't exist in a world that has gender parity. We're working towards that in terms of our strategic goals for the United Nations. And certainly the Commonwealth is on board with that, and the Bahamas as a part. And so the main thing, the main purpose of us being here is to share our interests, to obtain knowledge from other countries as to what's going on and how we can reach the goals that we've set out to achieve.
Minister Rolle is also intrigued by the passion demonstrated by the Commonwealth to focus on issues affecting women and girls.
I was just so elated to have seen the female Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Ms. Clark, Helen Clark. She served 2 terms, and she was very impressive and very down to earth. And she gave us a lot to take away in terms of her leadership and experiences. And what is important is for us to realize that we who are in leadership now, we have a responsibility to bring up other women and to inspire them and to make a pathway that they too can reach the mark that we've achieved, and not for ourselves, but for the good of our countries.
Education Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says he will stomp out corruption in his ministry. This comes as up to 200 contract workers have reportedly not been showing up for work, some of them for as many as 100 days. Still, Lloyd revealed to reporters today outside of the weekly cabinet meeting that these workers will be given an opportunity to save their jobs.
These people are still being paid. In some instances, we know, I'm advised, that they even have other jobs. This is the kind of, and I'm talking about an entrenched culture, you know. I'm not talking about episodic instances here, there, and so on. This is the culture, a way of doing. As a matter of fact, in 2000, the Commission on Crime talked about this, about we are enmeshed in a culture of slackness, corruption, and dishonesty. Okay? In the Ministry of Education, that will be addressed. And you know why? We have permitted it. It's over. All right? New day. Different day. This foolishness that we have permitted in our BM is finished.
A push for more investments in this country and educational opportunities for our students were among the topics discussed today during the weekly press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister. Press Secretary Anthony Newble revealing to reporters that the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, and the Bahamas Investment Authority Director, Kendia Ferguson, have already participated in several business meetings to promote what the Bahamas has to offer at CHOGM in London. Additionally, he touched on the possibility for educational opportunities for Bahamians to study in Peru.
There's a possibility for some exchange programs, between some of the top tertiary institutions in Peru and UB with respect to some of the juniors at those institutions and junior students as well at the University of the Bahamas, with some focus on those interested in technology. And those details are presently being worked out.
And when we come back, meet the country's junior road safety officers.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo.
Gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Adrian Gibson. Now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm gonna go to Long Island, and you should come too.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the Family Islands today.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Bay Street.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
The heavily subsidized Bahamas Air has been a drain on the public purse for years, costing more to operate than it earns. Despite that reputation, an airline executive says he is encouraged by the direction the airline has been headed in and shared plans for the near future. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
Bahamas Air has operated at a deficit for years, but Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the situation is getting better. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dionisio Diagler, lamented last year that the national flag carrier suffers a loss of $16 million to $20 million annually. Cooper, who spoke with ZNS News recently, however, says the airline is making strides and is without a doubt improving.
We've had a 10% improvement in revenue, and in our budget coming up for 2018-19, we are putting in another 9% improvement. So overall, over a 2-year period, we would have improved the airline by roughly about 19% revenue.
The airline executive says despite market competition, Bahamas Air has been doing well, and that has been spurred partly by the opening of Bahamar.
Those 1,400 rooms by Hyatt has been a great benefit to Bahamas Air. We are seeing that we are growing, as I said just now, that we had a 10% growth over last year, and that's directly attributed to the amount of additional hotel rooms.
Cooper says with the pending 2019 opening of the $200 million The Point development on Bay Street, Bahamas Air, that has been operating at near capacity on its Florida routes, has now sought government's permission to purchase another airplane to capitalize on anticipated additional tourists.
We're getting another 737. It's just going to be slightly larger. We operate the 500 series right now, which is 120 seats. We also, the aircraft we are seeking to get is going to be 140 seats, and this is where we believe that really the market is expanding, so we got to use a bigger aircraft.
Cooper says the Florida market is the biggest for Bahamas Air, and with the acquisition of a new airplane, it intends to shore that up while considering the addition of new routes. Bahamas Air launched its Houston, Texas route in November, which he says is still under evaluation for longevity.
We had a very good Christmas on it, full flights as a matter of fact. In January and February, the loads fell off a bit. So we're looking at the trendings to see if it is a seasonal traffic. But for right now, in its infancy, it's doing pretty well.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Taxi drivers stationed at the Prince George Wharf downtown are up in arms after reportedly being told by police today that they can no longer approach tourists coming off the cruise ships to solicit business or operate within the perimeters of the port. When ZNS News arrived on the scene, taxi drivers were locked in a discussion with authorities over the issue. Spokesman Neville Toot said the matter reportedly stems from complaints that taxi drivers are harassing tourists for business. However, Toot said the matter could have been handled differently.
Our main concern was, us as taxi drivers trying to feed our family. If they could have went about setting it up in a more wider forum with a number of us. Now, they have an association that operates in there, But information is only operated amongst the tour drivers that operate in there on Prince George Dock.
Toot said taxi drivers are expected to hold a meeting with police in an effort to resolve the matter.
We are now trying to determine whether we can set up a meeting to negotiate what can we best do moving forward. So the information, we haven't determined exactly what's going to take place as of tomorrow. But I would hope that some immediate action be taken, because like I say, me as well as a number of my colleagues, we would not want to come to work to be arrested. You know, we would want to come to work to be able to make a good fare to be able to take care of our family.
With a number of traffic deaths recorded on our streets this year, road traffic officials are beefing up their safety campaign, installing 48 students from 24 schools across New Providence as junior road safety officers. Victim of a traffic accident, Minister of Transport, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, says he knows firsthand about the importance of children adhering to road safety rules.
The safety that we're talking about benefits us all insofar as fewer accidents we have will result in lower insurance payments. Fewer accidents that we have will result in less of us having to take care of injured persons. Fewer accidents that we have will result in less persons having to be taken via ambulance to the accident and emergency section of the hospital, which oftentimes necessitates the rescheduling of some other surgery or some other medical procedure because we have an emergency resulting from a road traffic accident.
Acting Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Donovan Turnquest, stressed why road safety is really everyone's business.
The reality is that we live in an imperfect world, which means that there are times when adults such as parents and crosswalk officers may not be present to supervise our children on the streets. Therefore, it is imperative that we fully arm our children as early as possible with the skills to be able to survive, not just on the streets of New Providence or Family Islands, but in any country in which they may happen to visit.
The Bahamas Sandilands Rehabilitation Center and the Geriatrics Hospital are gearing up for the annual Daniel Bastien Geriatric Push-a-thon on April 28th. Under the theme, Fighting Elder Obesity to Promote Healthy Aging, organizers and sponsors say the Push-a-thon is not only significant for the center, but the community.
This is our 7th year, and it's very important to our patrons. Our elderly persons are excited, and we need to get them moving and show them love and that we care about them. And so every year they look forward to this event, and so we are here just to support them and to make sure that they age gracefully and that while they're here, they're comfortable and they are moving actively.
And just see what they have done to make the lives of those less fortunate than us a better life, and give them a life of decency that they feel wanted, that they feel a part of society. I think that's what it's all about, giving back and appreciating your gift that God has given you, that you could help others and try to make their lives better.
And this message is not just for the people in geriatrics, but for all those persons in our community, the older folks, and persons with any kind of disability. You have to exercise. You have to stay healthy. It's good for your mind and good for your body. You live longer if you exercise.
Daniel Bastien, whom they named the Push-a-thon after, and last year's first-place winner, Winston Gator, both participate every year. They share their feelings on why the event means so much to them.
To honor me and having this Push-a-thon, I appreciate it very much. And the cost of it is the Push-a-thon, Walk-a-thon, is we trying to raise enough funds to buy a bus for the geriatric center.
This one I'm doing for my great-granddaughter. She's the first one came here to geriatric to visit me, so I'm saying this one is for her.
Officials from the Cancer Society making final preparations for their upcoming annual ball next month. The initiative is one of the Society's main fundraisers. Chairperson of the ball committee, Rashanda King, says this year they're partnering with local designers to host a fashion show.
This fashion show will feature survivors of cancer. Our theme is Met Gala, Colors of Life. And so we expect to have a very colorful and exciting evening. And we're asking you, all of you, Corporate Bahamas and individuals, to join us in this particular affair.
We are elated to be a part of this journey with the Cancer Society of the Bahamas. And we're looking forward to display marvelous Met theme gowns at this year's function. It's great when organizations such as the Cancer Society of the Bahamas partner with artists.
President Dr. Williamson Shea says funds from the ball will assist with fundraising efforts.
The Cancer Caring Center is almost always full and we need more space. We are on a mission to expand our Cancer Caring Center. We have plans to increase our caring center with about 16 beds, and of which we are embarking on this $3 million fund. I must say we're almost halfway there, and we are set in plans to try and produce a groundbreaking at some point in the near future.
And stay close. Sports with Kelsey Johnson is up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Yeah, child, I can ride this right on this rim. Y'all guess what? What? I ain't got no spare. Let me just get a jump from the hacker. Nah, this flat. Guess what? Let me back around the corner of Wolf Road. There's no tires too. I go in there right now. No one looking nosy, Shirley. You know, shut up in my head in the back there. Stop making nerves. Hey, sweet boy. Give me one of them tires. And while you at it, check this back.
Wolf Road now has tires too. Why not replace your tires on the weekend? Wolf Road is open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit us today.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Here's your first look at sports for Tuesday. Defending champions in the 11-12 Division Freedom Farm Green Pirates may find themselves watching from the sidelines this postseason. The team has had their fair share of ups and downs. The 6-1 loss on Saturday to the Freedom Farm White Crowns didn't help their cause.
That's a kind of disappointing loss. This year has been a trying year for us. We were the defending champions last year, but this year is a little, it's a rebuilding year. But I mean, the boys had potential. They had some good pitching today, and they beat us the pitching, But next time we'll get them.
The White Crowns have a 9-6 win-loss record and are tied with the Wild Dogs for second in the division. As for the Green Pirates, they are 3-12 on the season and are 4th overall.
We actually started off good, and then in like the 6th inning, we got threw off because our pitcher was getting hit a little bit, and the field had to play a little bit.
And if you have to face any team, what team you want to face and why?
Rotters.
Why?
Because they beat us in every single game, and I want to get them back.
Out front in the senior girls play at Freedom Farm is Desert Rose. They are 10-1 on the season. Lignum Vitae played on Saturday and batted in a win which put them second in the division with a 5-3 win-loss record. Shepherd Needles also have 5 wins but recorded 5 losses, so they are third. And the Poison Ivy squad is still looking for their first win of the season. Local squash players getting set to hit the wall hard this weekend. They will put their skills to the test against some top international players.
We've got roughly 25 players of varying abilities. There are 3 grades, A, B and C, for advanced, intermediates and beginners. And on top of that, we have 2 professional players coming along to do an exhibition match for us. One is Vikram Malhotra from India. He's number 2 in India, and he's just coming back from the Commonwealth Games. And the other player we have is Jesus Camacho from Mexico, and he's number 3 in Mexico. And both of them are top 75 players in the world.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture congratulates Team Bahamas on its achievements at the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia. In a statement issued this evening, Sports Minister, the Honourable Michael Pintard, says our athletes again demonstrated their ability to continue to rise to the top. He congratulated medal winners, Shawnee Miller-Weibo in the women's 400 meters, she struck gold. Jeffrey Gibson in the men's 400-meter hurdles, that was a silver medal. Jamal Wilson, high jump, silver medal. And the men's 4x400-meter relay team, they also won a silver medal. That team comprised of O.J. Ferguson, Therese Sweeting, Stephen Newbold, Alonzo Russell, Michael Matthew, and Ramon Miller. A stadium record and a couple of personal best times pushed Devin Charlton forward and gave her the Big Ten Athlete of the Week award. Charlton shared the honors with teammate Simone Black, who ran 56.58 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles at the LSU Battle on the Bayou. Charlton's times were done at that meet as well.
Getting Big Ten Athlete of the Week, it's a real honor because it just says that of all the Big Ten athletes that competed that week, I was determined to have the best performance, and so it means a lot to me. I was really happy with that, and Purdue was also able to sweep it. Another one of my teammates was honored with the same award. We were co-holders of the award, and so I'm really happy with that.
Week 2 in the Bahamas flag football was filled with upsets. The Lady Rams shut out the Sports Center Swarms 6-0. Bet Vegas Casino Hawks also scoring a shutout win 7-0 over Island Game Lady Spartans. Bamboo Shack Lady Falcons defeated RBDF Commandos 12-0. Fidelity Rams pull off the win over Coca-Cola Hitmen 13-12. And Ashore Wind Warhawks pounded Commonwealth Bank Lions 16-0. Sinking a shot is easy, but adding more players is proving hard for the Nassau Valley 8-Ball Association.
We have to target persons at a younger age, unfortunately, because the pool tables are mostly allocated in bars. Persons will have to wait until they're 18 years old to play. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to do a junior program so we could target persons at a younger age. So by the time I say 18 years old, they would have some type of skill already.
That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Fabulous living. You just can't get enough of exciting travel, of sensational adventures, of delicious food, of great homes and never enough good friends. Fabulous living, Bahamian style. We do it all.
Everybody, are you on TV? Look, are you on TV? Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? Are you on television? I gotta tell my girlfriend I'm on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, are you on television? I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before it's over good.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay?
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, that front boundary now across the southeast Bahamas, and that will trigger a couple of showers on that part of the islands. And while we in the northwest and central islands continue to enjoy near clear skies, but outside of our studios, we just have a few clouds floating around, temperature 77 degrees, relative humidity at 64%. The winds are out of the north-northwest at 7 knots. Your barometric pressure 1,016.1 millibars. It's 30.06 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
Thanks, Basil. And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the north is up next.
Bahama now has daily cruise service to Palm Beach, Florida. The teachers union standing up for its members, and the police recognizing top officers.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, when it comes to Grand Bahamas tourism industry, Florida is considered a lucrative market, and the opportunities for business from that area have just increased as another cruise line has commenced service from that state. Paradise Cruise Lines has introduced a second ship, and now Grand Bahama can boast of daily service from the port of Palm Beach. Italia Hall has the story.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line newest vessel, the MV Grand Classica, features an upgraded passenger experience, a number of dining options, casinos, and live entertainment. The vessel has a total of 10 passenger decks, a guest capacity of 1,680, and 658 staterooms. Government officials, travel agents, tour operators, taxi drivers, and the media were all invited on board the ship for a tour and reception. Director of the Ministry of Tourism Grand Bahama, Karen Seymour, says now that the MV Grand Classica has joined the Grand Celebration, they can promote daily departures to West Palm Beach, Florida.
The increase in visitor arrivals will positively impact local transportation providers and stimulate the need for entrepreneurs to expand the number of unique tourist attractions and vacation experiences that will differentiate Grand Bahama from the competing destinations in the region. Additionally, in accordance with our agreement with our partners at Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, the opportunities for Bahamian citizens with an interest in joining the fast-growing global cruise tourism sector and desire a maritime career will be actively encouraged and cultivated.
CEO of Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, O'Neill Kosha, says the ship has a total of 600 crew members.
We have recruited a lot of people from Freeport. Some of them stay, some of them choose not to continue, but it is our endeavor, and we make best efforts to provide employment and opportunities. It was a tremendous task to get the ship ready for this cruise. She came all the way from Indian Ocean, was out at sea for 45 days, arrived in Freeport on the 9th, and we carried passengers on the 13th.
Acting Prime Minister K. Peter Turnquist bringing brief remarks. He's calling the inaugural voyage a grand occasion for Grand Bahama.
This company has been a partner in Grand Bahama for many years, and they have delivered quality guests, quality experiences, and entrepreneurial opportunities for many here on this island. This particular product is not focused on the hotel, trying to make a hotel profitable. They are focused on providing experiences for their guests. And I think that is a world of difference. We as residents, we as employers and employees on Grand Bahama will benefit from that.
All invited guests were taken on a tour of the ship and were treated to lunch in one of the vessel's dining areas. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, are part of the government's delegation attending the Commonwealth Business Forum in London. Minister Thompson threw a press statement noting that the revitalization of the Grand Bahama economy tops his agenda. Thompson noting that he was able to meet with various government and business leaders about investing in Grand Bahama, particularly in the technology field. He says the Bahamas delegation also participated yesterday in an invitation-only roundtable discussing developing the digital economy. According to Minister Thompson, they discussed what the Bahamas and Grand Bahama can do to increase growth of the digital economy and how the Bahamas can create the essential conditions necessary for tech startup businesses to emerge and to grow. Minister Thompson says he also met with some tech companies with a view of encouraging investment in Grand Bahama. In other news, the Bahamas Union of Teachers continues to lobby to the Ministry of Education for payment of outstanding funds owed to teachers. We get an update now from Shashina Roll-Farquharson.
Area Vice President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Quentin LaRota, says some teachers are still owed $1,000 based on their last industrial agreement. He adds that he has been in communication with the Director of Education as well as other officials about this issue.
Some were paid in October, in September, and last month we had 23 teachers who were owed paid, and I anticipate that every month that will continue. There was a matter at Treasury and how the workers are being classified with respect to their reemployment. That has caused a glitch for some of our members. Those matters are being addressed, and so I'm pretty confident that all of the people who are owed $1,000 will be paid.
But he says not just the Ministry of Education is looking into this matter.
You have to look at the public service and then the Public Service Commission as well, Ministry of Finance involved, some in Treasury. And so sometimes the matter becomes more complex because all these ministries are involved. Our job as a union is to work at it every day, push to get it done, engage the various ministries to secure that our members get the benefits that they're entitled to. And so that has been my work ethic all along, and I'm continuing along those veins.
The good news, he says, is the fact that the Bahamas Union of Teachers in Grand Bahama has an awesome working relationship with the Ministry of Education.
There's an open door policy. I've never been denied access to a meeting with anybody or access to a school. The shop stewards, I think, do an excellent job in communications with the administrators. The majority of the administrators here are cognizant of the union, are cognizant of union rights, and are receptive to the exchange and interaction with the union personnel. And so we don't have some of those issues that may be articulated in some other places.
Shashina Roll-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force honoring a group of officers who have gone above and beyond the call of duty for the first quarter of 2018. A special ceremony was held at police headquarters this morning. Sabrina Brown was there.
Police officers from the various divisions on Grand Bahama and Bimini were honored for their hard work and contributions to the overall reduction in crime in the Northern Bahamas. Assistant Commissioner Samuel Butler praised the efforts of the dedicated officers.
We wanted to not just quietly among the senior ranks celebrate good success. But we wanted to look at the rank and file to determine who are those persons who caught the vision, who's actually running with the vision, and the persons who've demonstrated certainly a sense of purpose.
Officer in charge of the Eastern Division, Chief Superintendent Wendell Smith, encouraged the officers to continue to serve with pride and commitment.
Always keep your head up. Let them aspire to greater. But you continue to do even more than you did this quarter. Aspire next quarter to do even more. And so the bar will be made that much higher for them to get over.
WPC Samantha Wilson of the West End Division, Detective Sergeant Kendall Smith of the Drug Enforcement Unit, and the first female police cyclist, WPC Shanrika Bain-Pierre of the Traffic Division, were honored to be recognized for the work that they do.
I put on my uniform every day, and I go down to the West End Division, not just to arrest persons or distribute fixed penalty notice, as the public may know as tickets, but to work hand in hand with the people in the Western community.
It goes to show that your work in the community, not only as enforcement, but also as community outreach programs, are being recognized and being noticed within the organization.
Day in, day out, I come to work prepared to serve my country and the people.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Tonight, as we continue our series Inside the Force, we focus on the role of one department that is often overlooked in the fight against crime. Kimberly Mullings takes us inside the Police Finance Unit.
I am responsible for collecting revenue, and that is from the character certificate area, also traffic references and firearm certificates.
The Financial Services Office in Grand Bahama is an extension of the head office in the nation's capital. The team of officers are responsible for purchasing, maintenance, and payments of all bills incurred during each budget year, which runs from July 1st to June 30th annually. Superintendent of Police, Sherry Amelie, officer in charge of the Grand Bahama office, shares some of their duties.
Licensing the police vehicles, the payment for the licensing, as well as purchasing parts for vehicles. You know, you have the vehicles out there 24/7. We have to purchase tires and parts to keep them running.
Once item numbers and funds are released to us, we make purchases. So all fuel, police uniform, police vehicle parts, we are responsible for purchasing.
She says every facet of policing has some financial implication or the other, and the department is there to meet all of those needs.
The building that you're in right now, we have to maintain it by keeping it clean, and we have to pay those persons who come in to clean the building. We have to purchase office supplies to respond to many requests made by the wider community. We also maintain our outstations. That's also government-owned. As simple as the flag flying, we have to purchase those flags, make sure those government buildings are properly represented.
Superintendent Amelie is overly committed to operating in accountability for all funds throughout the budget year.
We have to ensure that we would have satisfied all of the commitments we have made throughout the financial year. You know, it's never enough, but we have to work with what we have.
Each month I prepare payment vouchers for vendors as it relates to prisoner meals. Also, I assist with the initiation of the Force Group Insurance for officers. I also do reconciliation of accounts.
While their primary focus may be on finances in their department, they are still officers at the end of the day.
So I can sit to my desk today and write a purchase order to purchase a supply, and tomorrow you may see me on the road writing a ticket to somebody who would have been breaking the traffic laws. So we are operational as well as administration, and we aim to serve.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down.
We've raised the stakes. We've raised the bar. We've raised the standard. Your new entertainment playground. Winners take chances. Chances makes winners. Chances remind you to game responsibly.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Miss something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. And now to our Generation Y report. Tonight we will meet a young man who seems to have his life in perspective. A true academic, this college student is career-driven and is looking to enter the world of work in a couple of weeks. Italia Hall has his story.
Jimmy Campbell Jr. is a graduate of Tabernacle Baptist Academy. He was not involved in sports, but was academically inclined and loves the field of science. He was awarded a full scholarship to attend Florida Memorial University located in Miami, Florida, where he is studying computer engineering. Campbell is a 4.0 student, but he is involved in a number of organizations on campus and was inducted into the school's honors program as a freshman.
It's a selective program, so once you come in, they vet you, they vet your academic records, and they send you an invitation. I was a little reluctant at first. I didn't really want to do it. Why would you want to willingly take harder classes? But I went for it.
He was also selected as Mr. Florida Memorial University.
So at Mr. Florida Memorial University, I'm the student ambassador for the university, meaning I have to represent the school. Well, the male, I represent the male population on the campus.
He says for him to be where he is today, it took a lot of hard work and determination. He says he only has 5 classes left and May 12th is the finish line.
Right now, in my head, I already graduated. These 5 classes, I have to finish them. I have to pass them. No ifs, ands, or buts. But I look in past graduation, like life after college, and I'm trying to see if I can set some things up. I plan for applying for my OPT, optional practical training. Because I'm a STEM major, I have the opportunity to be awarded up to three years where I could internship and work and gain experience. So I'm definitely planning on taking advantage of that.
And for other college prospects, Campbell says you must not be distracted from your dreams.
No one's going to put the work in for you. No one's going to apply to these different places for you. No one is going to help you to become a better you. More than yourself, not your pastor, not your parents, not your brothers, your sister, your significant other, no one. So at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility and ownership for things that you want to accomplish in life.
The Freeport Primary School celebrating Literacy Week, and activities began with a special assembly at the school Monday morning. Vice President Romelda Bean says this annual observance is significant.
We are encouraging our children to read books and to basically explore the world through books. So we have grades 1, 2, and 3 doing Bahamian stories, and grades 4, 5, and 6 doing books from around the world.
Bean says the students are very involved in planning Literacy Week, and she says they work hard to bring the theme to life.
We try to encourage our kids that when you come to school, you're coming to school for a purpose, and that purpose is to learn how to read, how to comprehend, and how to apply those situations in life. All the places you will go in reading is our theme, and each child is encouraged to stick with that theme, each classroom teacher. So basically you would find when you go around the campus that all of our boards focus on that theme.
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome. Darcel asked, I have a teenage daughter who has recently told me she was pregnant. What are some of the health risks associated with teen pregnancy, and how can I promote proper prenatal health? Thanks for your question, Darcel, and I am most certain that there are many parents that share a similar situation as you do. Pregnancy can be one of the most difficult experiences that a teenage girl can ever face. Understanding how to support your daughter as she deals with pregnancy is extremely important. Pregnant teens and their babies are at a higher risk of experiencing various health problems than those who are older. The most common complications for pregnant teens, particularly for those who are younger than the age of 15, as well as those who do not receive prenatal care, include anemia, high blood pressure, and preterm labor. Babies who are born to teen mothers are more likely to be born prematurely and have a low birth weight. A pregnant teen can improve her chances of having a healthy baby by taking good care of herself. If you or someone you know has a teenage daughter that is pregnant, help is available. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. Ricardo Lightbourne is up next with a check on sports.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartender, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS. Quick, I on television.
I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi, though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone. You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
Welcome to Sports. I'm Ricardo Light One. The Falcons of Tabernacle Baptist Academy were celebrated for their outstanding performance in the Carifta Games, the National High School Track and Field Championships, and the National High School Basketball Tournament. President of Bahamas Socioathletic Association Rosamond Carey on Grand Bahama for the celebrations and congratulated the Falcons.
Don't stop being at the Carifta level or being national championships. Take that dedication. Take those skill sets, take that experience, and move on. You've got World Under-20. You've got NACAD Seniors. You've got World Championships. You've got Olympics. So continue to strive, to continue to build on what you've already done. Don't stop there.
Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Frederick McAlpine, was all smiles. The Falcons are near and dear to the Pine Ridge family.
But to those of you who did not medal, keep striving, keep pushing. And to tell those who have medal and those who did get a chance to play, encourage them, be happy for them, but look them in the eyes and say, today for you, tomorrow for me. God bless you.
The Special Olympics World Games soccer trials came to Grand Bahama. Alive is the special sponsor of the Olympics, and guess what? The brass supporting the athletes. A live team with a special love for Special Olympics. The hope is put together the best soccer team possible. Kieran Bevins and Michael Miller just want to make the team.
I only like playing soccer because it's a fun sport, and you play with other teams and get more friends.
Okay. What about you? How do you feel about working out with these guys?
It feels great. My first time, my first trip, y'all. I love it.
Okay, and you think you'll be able to make the team and do well?
Yes, sir. I hope so. I hope.
The coaches work with the soccer players on the fundamentals of the game. The drills were structured to ensure the athletes get the basic experience of the game. Coach Akembe Williams said the experience of working with the special athletes is life-changing. Coach Terry Wago said it's a process that requires reinforcement and show that you care.
I've been working with them since last season, and I've seen a lot of improvements with players, and coming over to Freeport now and seeing some of the Freeport players, I like a lot of their skill, and they have the drive. So just I think once we practice some more and incorporate the Freeport and the Nassau players together, I think it should be a good team.
It's a way out, because you got to understand, a lot of these kids are very insecure. In some areas they're sheltered, in some areas they are mocked, and these kids have an opportunity that even the average athletes don't have. And so it's a great avenue for them to feel like they belong. So it's very exciting for them.
The special athletes went through their soccer drills and gave it their all. Live marketing coordinator Felicia Martin said the athletes simply got their gifts bags, and also, as more importantly, they got the full support of their live team.
Well, as a corporate citizen, we feel it is our duty to give back as much as possible, and that is why we're here today to encourage all athletes to keep going and to always believe in themselves and to believe in best.
Now, Special Olympic World Games is all systems go for March 8th to the 19th, 2019 in Abu Dhabi. Special Olympics is planning to carry a 40-member team, says Director Gilbert Williams.
We have a long way to go in terms of skill building. But we have about 9 months to deal with that, and so once we finish today's session, coaches will get together, strategize on where we go from here, and certainly intensify our training over the next 9 months so that we can be ready to compete at our highest level at the World Games.
That's a look at your sports. I'm Ricardo Light One. Have a great one.
This portion of the news is brought to you by InStyle Boutique. Be fashionable, be trendy, be in style.
KMW Battery and Tire is on the move. The leading battery and tire company has moved to its new, more spacious location, number 1 West Settlers Way, and it's more than just batteries and tires, but features expanded goods and services from truck tires, oil, air and gas filters, hydraulic tools, air hoses, car mats, and marine and ATV batteries. Experience speedy oil changes and KMW mobile tire repair services. Management and staff at KMW Battery say a big thank you, Grand Bahama, for your support. The leading battery and tire company, number 1 West Settlers Way, KMW Battery and Tires.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Phenomenal features a pastor with a pass.
I was involved with some people dealing drugs, dealing with all sorts of mess.
Who discovers the power of the cross.
When God has a call on your life, you're able to pass every test.
Bahamians taking the world by storm.
DeAndre Ayton, he is the #1 player in the country.
Study and be incredibly prepared.
Phenomenal news takes to the streets. And a phenomenal word for Grand Bahama.
Phenomenal with Joan Davis Roll.
This Friday at 8 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of sportscaster Ricardo Lightbourne and the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Very passionate. I've not been good at a lot of things, but cooking is one thing that I put my best foot forward every time I step in the kitchen. I do not accept mediocrity. If it's bad before it goes out to the guests, it's not coming out. I'd rather have a dish come out to the guests late and right than on time and wrong.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. London staffers meet with the Prime Minister on the sidelines of CHOGM talks. Ahead tonight, his appeal to young Bahamian businessmen there. Getting a fair share. Taxi drivers clashed with police over cruise passengers. And the Education Minister says delinquent workers could learn the hard way that he won't tolerate corruption. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Prime Minister Minnis meets with the British Prime Minister today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keisha Latterly, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping the news, Prime Minister Dr. the Honourable Hubert Minnis started his day in London attending a caucus of CARICOM leaders who met with British Prime Minister the Right Honourable Theresa May on the Windrush immigration matter. The story, which is making headlines across the United Kingdom, puts the spotlight on the current British government allegedly deporting descendants of Caribbean nationals who arrived in England more than 70 years ago. Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honourable Andrew Holness, addressed the matter on behalf of the Caribbean. After that meeting, Prime Minister Minnis and his delegation traveled to Bahamas House. Altaviz Munnings has this wrap-up.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honourable Hubert Minnis made his first trip to Bahamas House in London as Prime Minister Tuesday afternoon to meet with staff members of the Bahamas High Commission, Tourist Office and Bahamas Maritime Authority. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, congratulated the staff for effectively representing the Bahamas abroad.
What you do is very, very important as you represent us outside of the country, but you're not seen, but you're not forgotten, and you're felt in what you do.
Prime Minister Minnis echoed similar sentiments, but also explained his government's intention to create a future for the country's youth, since 60% of the country's population is under 30 years old.
We've seen too many things, examples in the past, where investors within our country would recruit or bring down other foreign individuals, CEOs, accountants, etc., and they're paid very high salaries. What we've been requesting throughout is that you keep a diary in all the various different embassies so we know the professional groups and the talent that we have abroad, so that as investors enter our territory and request such a talent, we want to be in the position to contact all of our embassies to see whether or not such talent exists.
The Prime Minister also encouraged these Bahamian staff members in London to take advantage of any job opportunities at home.
We have positions still available in New Providence, and we would like to recruit individuals at that salary scale. We would pay for relocation, just as is done in ordinary circumstances. We do the same. And therefore, we ask that you keep such a diary because we're looking for our talent to come back home. We would incentivize you with all the various different tax incentives and benefits to get you started. We think that that's how countries are built. And you would help us in the long run in terms of protecting our foreign reserves, our expenditures, etc.
The Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister also toured Bahamas House, interacting with staff members and learning more of the operation. The Bahamas House staff sang happy birthday and gifted a cake to the Prime Minister and Minister Henfield, who celebrated their special day on Monday and Tuesday. Reporting from Bahamas House in London, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honourable Lanisha Rolle, is also in London this week. She's attending a women's forum there. The event reflects on the challenges faced by women across the Commonwealth and ensuring there's substantial and effective discussion on gender equality for women and girls.
This year's theme is an empowered future for women and girls. And so it's important for us to realize that we don't exist in a world that has gender parity. We're working towards that in terms of our strategic goals for the United Nations. And certainly the Commonwealth is on board with that and the Bahamas as a part. And so the main thing, the main purpose of us being here is to share our interests, to obtain knowledge from other countries as to what's going on and how we can reach the goals that we've set out to achieve.
Minister Rolle says she was intrigued by the passion demonstrated by the Commonwealth focusing on females.
I was just so elated to have seen the female Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Ms. Clark, Helen Clark. She served 2 terms and she was very impressive and very down to earth, and she gave us a lot to take away in terms of her leadership and experiences. And what is important is for us to realize that we who are in leadership now, we have a responsibility to bring up other women and to inspire them and to make a pathway that they too can reach the mark that we've achieved, and not for ourselves, but for the good of our countries.
Well, one cabinet minister is again pledging the government's commitment to giving the Bahamian people transparent and accountable governance. This after sharing this administration's stance on the issue during the recent Summit of the Americas. Sieska Adderley tells us more.
Incalculable. It is absolutely astonishing to me to observe the nature of the slackness and inefficiency in the public sector.
That's how Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, describes the amount of waste he has discovered since coming to office last May. His comments to the media Tuesday morning outside of the weekly cabinet meeting comes right on the heels of his trip to the Summit of the Americas in Lima, Peru. There he, along with Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, addressed the role that education plays in stamping out corruption. This as the Bahamas reportedly loses 10% of its revenue annually due to inefficiencies, whether from waste, slackness, or corruption. It's something Minister Lloyd says will no longer be tolerated, especially in his ministry.
You got people in the Ministry of Education, in some instances, who haven't been to work for 40 and 50 and 70 and 100 days. Are you joking me? I'm talking about 100 business days. You were talking about 15, 20, 25 weeks. Can you do that to McDonald's or Wendy's? Do you think a straw vendor can survive without coming to work? Do you think a ship can manage? What are we talking about? What are we doing? We're going to give you every opportunity to do what you ought to do. And if you don't, we unfortunately are going to have to part ways. They're going to be disciplined and are being disciplined and or fired.
Minister Lloyd also confirmed that a proper procurement process will be put in place to ensure that there is accountability throughout his ministry and the public sector at large.
We must be judicious. We must be wise. You know, we've got to be prudent in how we manage and spend that money. We're wasting our government money, and this ministry is not going to participate in a culture of slackness and dishonesty.
The education minister maintains that this administration remains committed to being a transparent government that's accountable to the Bahamian people. Sia Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
3 men were charged with murder in the magistrate's court. We'll have the details in tonight's newscast.
Number of junior safety officers installed to promote road safety. Stay with us, there's more. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Letty, designed for extra miles.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day, the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Hey Jimmy, want some ice cream?
No, I'll pass.
Hey Jimmy, we're going to get that new video game. You want to chip in?
Later for that, son. I got bigger plans for my money.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we teach our junior account holders the benefits of saving and how to get a head start in life. Wow! Open your Bank of the Bahamas junior account today.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. 2 men charged in the magistrate's courts with the recent murder in Homestead Street and another on Ackland Street. Our DeAndre Williamson was in court for the arraignment.
Two Lincoln Boulevard residents were charged with murder in the magistrate's court. 26-year-old Dennis Mather and 28-year-old D'Amico Morley were both charged with the April 9th murder of Kenneth Hasty Camp. Police say Camp was at the junction of Homestead Avenue and Homestead Street when two gunmen exited a vehicle and shot him as he stood in that vicinity. He later died in hospital. Mather reported alleged police brutality to the court. Mather said while in police custody, a police officer poked him in his head and chest, pulled his hair, and threatened him. Mather and Morley were not granted bail and advised of their right to apply for bail in the Supreme Court. In another matter, 32-year-old Ackland Street resident Jerome Johnson was also charged with murder. He was charged with the April 11 death of Gordon Newbold. The men were not required to enter a plea. They were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The matter was adjourned until June 13th. Also appearing in the magistrate's court was 34-year-old Montel Heights resident David Metellus. He was charged with 6 counts of armed robbery. Police say Metellus robbed several fast food restaurants during the months of February, March, and April this year. Metellus is accused of the February 17th robbery of Pandora Johnson. Police say Metellus, armed with a knife, robbed Pandora Johnson of $1,400, which was the property of Subway restaurant. For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Well, from the crime report tonight, a suspect was shot by police after he was reportedly standing in the street restricting the flow of traffic yesterday while brandishing a cutlass and a rock. The man reportedly threw the rock into the police vehicle, breaking the windshield. The officer, then apparently being in fear of his life, shot the suspect in the leg. That man remains in stable condition in hospital today. The incident occurred on Albury Street in Chippingham. Well, there is some breaking news tonight. The Bahamas, according to a statement released a short time ago, has been recommended for removal from the European Union's list of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes, commonly known as the blacklist. Now, according to a statement issued today from the Ministry of Finance, the European Union Code of Conduct Group has officially recommended the Bahamas' removal from the list of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes. The government received confirmation of this in writing today, April 17, 2018, from the Secretariat of the Code of Conduct Group. The statement goes on to say that at its meeting of April 12th, member states' delegations agreed to recommend the decision to the European Union Economic and Financial Affairs Council, which is responsible for making official decisions. Now, based on communications from the Secretariat, the government expects that the Council will take up the recommendation with discussion by their next meeting, which is scheduled for May 25th. The outcome of the culmination of ongoing discussions between the Code of Conduct Group and the Ministry of Finance. Now, this statement, just received a short time ago, concludes that the Bahamas will continue to uphold international regulatory standards and best practices on matters which affect its economic development and financial well-being, and safeguard the jurisdiction's reputation and competitiveness as a premier international financial center. Again, this breaking news just coming into ZNS News. The Bahamas has been recommended for removal from a European Union blacklist. On to other news tonight. A push for more investment in the country and educational opportunities for Bahamian students were among topics discussed today during the weekly press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister. Press Secretary Anthony Newbold revealed to reporters that the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, and the Bahamas Investment Authority Director have already participated in several business meetings to promote what the Bahamas has to offer. Now, additionally, he touched on the possibility for educational opportunities for Bahamians to study in Peru.
There's a committee that's looking at OBAN, and all I want to say about OBAN is the government has committed that we will not allow anything to damage the environment of Grand Bahama. We're not letting any project in there that will be detrimental to the well-being of those people of Grand Bahama.
Well, Press Secretary Newbold also giving an update on the controversial multi-billion-dollar Oban oil refinery deal slated for East End, Grand Bahama. Newbold says he has not received a report yet on the missing Oban files, but assured the public that police are still investigating and was unable to comment further on the issue.
There's a possibility for some exchange programs, exchange
between some of the top tertiary institutions in Peru and UB with respect to some of the juniors at those institutions and junior students as well at the University of the Bahamas, with some focus on those interested in technology, and those details are presently being worked out.
In other news tonight, the heavily subsidized Bahamas Air has been a drain on the public purse for years, costing more to operate than it earns. Despite that reputation, an airline executive says he's encouraged by the direction the airline has been headed in and shared plans for the near future. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
Bahamas Air has operated at a deficit for years, but Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the situation is getting better. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, lamented last year that the national flag carrier suffers a loss of $16 million to $20 million annually. Cooper, who spoke with ZNS News recently, however, says the airline is making strides and is without a doubt improving.
We've had a 10% improvement in revenue, and in our budget coming up for 2018-19, we are putting in another 9% improvement. So overall, over a 2-year period, we would have improved the airline by roughly about 19% revenue.
The airline executive says despite market competition, Bahamas Air has been doing well, and that has been spurred partly by the opening of Bahamar.
Those 1,400 rooms by Hyatt has been a great benefit to Bahamas Air. We are seeing that we are growing, as I said just now, that we had a 10% growth over last year, and that's directly attributed to the amount of additional hotel rooms.
Cooper says with the pending 2019 opening of the $200 million The Point development on Bay Street, Bahamas Air, that has been operating at near capacity on its Florida routes, has now sought government's permission to purchase another airplane to capitalize on anticipated additional tourists.
We're getting another 737. It's just going to be slightly larger. We operate the 500 series right now, which is 120 seats. We also, the aircraft we are seeking to get is going to be 140 seats, and this is where we believe that really the market is expanding, so we got to use a bigger aircraft.
Cooper says the Florida market is the biggest for Bahamas Air, and with the acquisition of a new airplane, it intends to shore that up while considering the addition of new routes. Bahamas Air launched its Houston, Texas route in November, which he says is still under evaluation for longevity.
We had a very good Christmas on it, full flights as a matter of fact. In January and February, the loads fell off a bit. So we're looking at the trendings to see if it is a seasonal traffic. But for right now, in its infancy, it's doing pretty well.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Free National Movement Chairman Carl R. Culmer Sr. has issued the following statement on what he terms Philip Brave Davis's refusal to acknowledge his hand in growing the national debt during his time in the leadership of the previous Progressive Liberal Party government. Culmer said the leader of the opposition continues to do what he has always done, and that is not to accept responsibility for his actions. He's unwilling, he says, to accept collective responsibility for the financial mess that the PLP created and left for the FNM to clean up. Our country's credit worthiness, he says, was downgraded at least 4 times in 5 years under their watch, and he said Davis is unwilling to accept the reality that during the last 3 months before the elections, the PLP was spending the taxpayers' money like, quote, drunken sailors. Davis, he says, must man up to the fact that in the last 3 months before the elections, thousands of persons were illegally added to the government's payroll without proper character screening and/or proper financial authorization. The FNM, he concludes, is committed to paying off the debt left behind by the PLP and is introducing sound financial management practices designed to stomp out corruption and to ensure that the Bahamian people get value for money. Taxi drivers stationed at the Prince George Wharf downtown are up in arms today after reportedly being told by police that they can no longer approach tourists coming off the cruise ships to solicit business or operate within the port area. When our news team arrived on the scene, taxi drivers were locked into discussions with police on the matter. Spokesman Neville Toots said the matter reportedly stems from complaints that taxi drivers are harassing tourists for business. Mr. Toots said the matter could have been handled differently.
Our main concern was, us as taxi drivers trying to feed our family, if they could have went about setting it up in a more wider forum with a number of us. Now, they have an association that operates in there, but information is only operated amongst the tour drivers that operate in there on Prince George Dock.
Now, Toot said taxi drivers were expected to hold a meeting with police in an effort to come to some resolution.
We are now trying to determine whether we can set up a meeting to negotiate what can we best do moving forward. So the information, we haven't determined exactly what's going to take place as of tomorrow, but I would hope that some immediate action be taken, because like I say, me as well as a number of my colleagues, we would not want to come to work to be arrested. You know, we would want to come to work to be able to make a good fare to be able to take care of our family.
Well, so far in 2018, 22 traffic-related deaths have been recorded, which underscores the point that road safety is everyone's business. On Monday, the Ministry of Transport and Local Government installed 48 students from 24 schools in New Providence as junior road safety officers. Having been struck as a child by a car, Minister for Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, says he knows firsthand the importance of children knowing and adhering to safety rules.
The safety that we're talking about benefits us all insofar as fewer accidents we have will result in lower insurance payments. Fewer accidents that we have will result in less of us having to take care of injured persons. Fewer accidents that we have will result in less persons having to be taken via ambulance to the accident and emergency section of the hospital, which oftentimes necessitates the rescheduling of some other surgery or some other medical procedure because we have an emergency resulting from a road traffic accident.
Acting Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Donovan Turnquest, who was also on hand at today's launch at the Columbus Primary School, is praising the program for its educational and historic value, as this is the first of its kind to be launched in the Bahamas. Now the plan is to take this educational initiative throughout the country. The next stop will be Grand Bahama. He stressed why road safety is really everyone's business.
The reality is that we live in an imperfect world, which means that there are times when adults such as parents and crosswalk officers may not be present to supervise our children on the streets. Therefore, it is imperative that we fully arm our children as early as possible with the skills to be able to survive, not just on the streets of New Providence or Family Islands, but in any country in which they may happen to visit.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson. The Bahamas National Agriculture, Agribusiness and Marine Resources Expo was held this past weekend at the Gladstone Road Agricultural Complex. During the opening ceremony, Minister of Finance Peter Turnquest told attendees that the government's long-term goal is to drastically reduce the country's reliance on imports by growing, processing, marketing and exporting Bahamian food. Turnquest says achieving this goal will significantly reduce balance payments. He says the government wants to see farming communities prosper and contribute even more to the national economy. In other business news, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says he is pleased that the Lima commitments are inclusive of tax information exchange, which previously placed small island states at a disadvantage. In his address at the plenary session of the 8th Summit of the Americas in Lima, Peru, the Prime Minister said the Lima commitments acknowledge the importance of technical assistance to ensure countries have the necessary support to implement regional and international anti-corruption obligations. And in international business news, Facebook explains how it can collect information about you even if you seldom or never post to the social media website. In a recent blog, Facebook Project Management Director David Baser says Facebook collects information including your computer's IP address, the type of browser you're using, and other material. Facebook doesn't sell the information but uses it to target ads that it sells more accurately to its users. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Minister D'Aguilar, now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to go to the Family Islands of the Bahamas to bring tourism back to our family of islands.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau. Let's go. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com today.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day.
I've had an amazing relationship with BTC as a small business. BTC gave me the opportunity to produce my first commercial in the Bahamas. BTC giving me my first opportunity to produce a commercial in the Bahamas, it led to so many other commercials, you know, most notably Bahamian, you know, Grammy Award winning group. Most recently, a commercial for Domino's, which is really making a great buzz around. Even, you know, a PSA for the Bahamas National Trust, the Congon video. And all of these things, you know, all stem from doing work with BTC. It's amazing when big corporations like BTC give small businesses like me opportunities, because it gives us an opportunity to show that what we can do. And it really gives us the time to fly and showcase to the entire Bahamas that, you know, we could do it. You know, we could take on large projects. As a small business, my relationship with BTC has been amazing. And it was during the Olympics, the 2012 London Olympics, when our amazing Golden Knights, you know, when they did their thing. So I had an opportunity to create a commercial sort of around that, around them winning, you know, the Olympics, and also featuring Ariana Vanderpool and what she did. So that opportunity was amazing, because from that opportunity it led to so many other opportunities in the Bahamas with commercials, music videos, and everything.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day is a new day.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, at any time, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
The concierge service is the best thing ever. Like, it is so fabulous, especially for someone like me where I cannot leave my office, my job, to go do anything in the middle of the day because I'm on the radio. The service was so fabulous. The ladies gave me a call, they set up an appointment, they come with their professional looking attire, they're just so cute, and they come here, and it was a great experience. It took 20 minutes to switch over to the Alive service. It was simple, it was easy, and they just made me feel so welcomed. They explained everything. They hooked me up with my new phone, they gave me my data package, as you can see, hey. And it was fabulous. It was a wonderful service, but what I really liked best about it was not only did they come here and make it easy for me, but they continued to check up on me. The next day, they made sure that everything was working properly with the phone. I didn't have any issues. The following week, they contacted me again, and I've built a relationship with them. They've continued to check up on me. I feel like I'm part of the Alive family. It's amazing.
Sounds like a truly Bahamian beer. Hey, Exuma drinking, Ilucha drinking, Long Island drinking, I'm just drinking, Nassau drinking, hey, Cat Island drinking, from Bahama drinking, Harbor Cold drinking, a taste that is fresh.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Stores or your favorite restaurants and liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
A new competition is putting the design of a new central bank of the Bahamas in the hands of the Bahamian people. C.S. Scatterley tells us how you may want to get in on this in this week's edition of Who Do You Call?
Central Bank of the Bahamas has outgrown its Market and Shirley Streets location and is looking to construct a new home, and they want your help in choosing that design. That's why a People's Choice voting component has been added to the process.
The idea behind bringing it to the people is to get the Bahamian public involved and excited about this new venture that the bank is undertaking.
Through the www.nassaureimagine.com website, residents will be able to vote for one of 11 concept-only submissions from Bahamian architects.
On the website, there will be images of each participant and a comprehensive design brief that has been provided by each participant. And we certainly encourage people to go through each individually before deciding on their particular choice. Design will be displayed prominently within the Central Bank Gallery here, and we would encourage the public to come out and take a look whenever that final decision is made.
This project also serves as a catalyst for the reimagining of the city of Nassau, which is in need of a major facelift. Now, in addition to a People's Choice winner, there will be an overall winner, which includes 2 runners-ups that will be selected by a panel of judges. Now, the results of both competitions will be announced at the same time. However, voting for the People's Choice Award ends April 23rd. For more information on this competition, you can call the Central Bank or log into the Nassau Reimagined website. But if you have any other consumer-related issues, call me at 502-3871, and together we'll figure out who to call. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Well, there's more news to come. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on pastry.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Eleuthera Business Outlook 2018, April 26 at Valentine's Residences Resort and Marina, Harbor Island. The Honorable T. Desmond Bannister, Howard Ricky Mackey, Thomas A. Sands Jr., Irma Carey, Dean Spicella, Ryan Pinder, Carrie Fountain, Chuck Pinder, Clay Sweeting, Andre Knowles, and Michelle Natasha Evans. Register today. Contact Margaret Albury at the counselors
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
If you want to get a little spring in your step, then head to your favorite Super Value or Quality Supermarkets location for spring-worthy specials like Cardinal Cream large can, 89 cents. Chicken leg quarters 10-pound bag, 89 cents per pound. Rosoni ready-cut macaroni 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. First Choice Sugar 4-pound bag, $1.99. Jumbo Red Seedless Grapes, $2.99 per pound. Sunny Delight Smooth, tangy 64-ounce or sips drinks assorted flavors, 59-ounce size, 2 for $4.78. April is Buy Bahamian month at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Meet the Smith family. They're on vacation in the Caribbean. Since they aren't familiar with the islands and they want no hassle of renting a car, they downloaded Get Me Ride from their app store, a transport service in the Caribbean to provide safe and reliable transportation. All they need to do is open the app, input their location, and set their destination. Next time you need a ride, let Get Me Ride be there for you.
To the greatest mother in the world, thank you. Happy Mother's Day from the both of us.
This is for me. Oh my gosh!
So this is what we doing now? Okay, bro, watch this. For me, I have a surprise for you. Come with me.
You got to be kidding me.
Don't let your sibling one-up you this Mother's Day. Come on down to Conant Bahamas and catch their Mother's Day sale today.
Well, it's time for your first check of weather. It was a scorcher here in the capital today, Basil. Was it that way across the country?
Only over the northwest Bahamas. That front boundary now like quasi-stationary over the southeast Bahamas, leaving behind a dome of high pressure over the northwestern islands. We'll tell you more about that later in the newscast, but right now we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Valleys, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 73 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 73 also in Green Turtle Key, Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 72 degrees. In the Berry Islands, 74, 74 also in Bimini, here in the capital, 74 as well. Harbor Island, Eleuthera, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 75. Staniel Key in the Exuma Change, 76. More 76 showing up in Kemps Bay, St. Andrews, also Fresh Creek in Central Andrews. San Salvador, Rum Key, Otterstown, Cat Island at 75 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 76. 77s in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Ragged Island. Ackland, 79 degrees. Also Betsy Bay, Maguana reporting 79. Matchitown, Inagua, a little warmer at 81 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands, you can anticipate northeasterly winds. Speeds are going to be around 10 to 15 knots for the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide will occur at 8:54 tonight. And the central and southeastern islands, northeast winds, but a little stiffer, 15 to 20 knots. So caution flags go up for your boaters. Wave heights are going to be a bit choppy there at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Now, as we take you into Wednesday for the northwestern islands, northeast winds once again at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights unchanged at 2 to 4 feet. High tide 9:13 in the morning, low tide at 3:22 in the afternoon. And for the central islands, winds northeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop in place. So we have caution flags in place for your boaters in the central Bahamas. For the southeast Bahamas, winds east to southeast at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights also 3 to 6 feet with caution flags up for your boaters. And then we go into Thursday for the northwestern islands. Winds fall off light and variable, very flat sea conditions, 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide 10:02 in the morning. The low tide will take place at 4:10 in the afternoon. And for the central islands, a more southeasterly flow, 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And in the southeast, winds up a bit, 12 to 18 knots out of the southeast, and that will give you wave heights about 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Jolly gray, your boat, need it bailing out. Get a sailorman sound. Jolly gray, your boat, Need it feeling out. Hear the sailor man sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head, boy. That's the sailor man sound.
Trial forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, but stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is coming up in about 18 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers that affect men. The prostate is a small walnut-shaped gland that produces the seminal fluid that nourishes and transports sperm. Prostate cancer it usually grows slowly and initially remains confined to the prostate gland where it may not cause serious harm. While some types of prostate cancer grow slowly and may need minimal to no treatment, other types are aggressive and can spread quickly. Prostate cancer may not cause signs or symptoms in its early stages. Prostate cancer that is more advanced may cause symptoms and signs such as trouble urinating, decreased force in the stream of urine, blood in the urine, blood in the semen, general pain in the lower back, hips, and thighs, discomfort in the pelvic area, bone pain, erectile dysfunction. It is best to detect prostate cancer early when it is confined to the prostate. Treatment in these cases is usually early and very successful. If you have any of the signs and symptoms of prostate cancer, see your doctor and visit your community clinic as soon as possible. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260. Wow!
Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya. Leave it at the door. But if you got money in your pocket, it don't mean nothing if you ain't where it is.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Tuesday. Kicking off the National High School Soccer Championships with an early win with St. Andrews Hurricanes. Our Charles Fisher gives us the play-by-play action in this report.
Out of Abaco in the baby blue tops in this first senior boys matchup. The Hurricanes would strike first as they would catch Patrick J, goalkeeper, out of his net, and the ball rolls in 1-0. Excellent play by both teams, especially the goalies, had the score 1-0 at the half. St. Andrews. Second half, St. Andrews with the footwork, and they find the corner, getting goals from Dwayne Kelly, Zach Knowles, and Kerry Smith in the 3-0 win.
Overall, it was a good game. It was a pleasant surprise to have to play a team from Abaco, which we knew they would be technically sound. But with the number of other high schools and other teams in Abaco, we knew as a team the standard wasn't be so high. But they did an excellent job. Our boys are always ready to play, and they're always looking forward for more, to win more, which is a good thing.
First time playing at this level for Patrick Bethel, but lots learned.
I feel as if this was a wonderful game, a great game as experience, and we did a lot of mistakes, but we hope to capitalize on the next game whenever we play again.
The tournament wraps up on Saturday with 4 games each day at the field. Queens College Comet Senior Boys and SAC Senior Girls did not qualify for the tournament. Therefore, there will be new champions in both divisions. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thank you so much, Fisher. Coach Andy Knowles likes the improvements by the young swimmers enrolled in the Let's Swim Bahamas program. Amajal Knowles sat down with Coach Andy and followed this report.
With the majority of the Bahamas being surrounded by water, one would deem swimming as an essential skill for survival. One Bahamian is doing his part to ensure that youngsters learn how to do so. Former Olympic swimmer and current swim coach Andy Knowles and his group Let's Swim Bahamas have made it their task to reach out to several local primary schools to ensure students learn how to swim at an early age. Our news team spoke with Knowles at the University of the Bahamas' swimming pools on how he and his instructors are working with the students.
And our goal is to work with the 5 primary schools within half-a-mile radius of here. This is now our 5th school. We're just working through each school for 2 weeks each. So we get all the kinks worked out with the busing, the coaches we need, and then we come back in September. We'll probably be doing 3 or 4 grades with each school. So between the 10 schools, government schools we're working with, it'll cover 30 weeks. Our goal is to work continually every year with the primary schools so that when the kids graduate from primary school, they can swim. We use the Swim America certificate, which is different stages. And you'll see, if you look at the pool now, you'll see the different stations around. We start with station 1, just keep getting kids to be able to blow bubbles in the water, put their face underwater, and then we just build from that so that when they get to station 10, they can do 12 laps of the pool, they can do an individual medley each stroke, and 100 back.
And according to Knowles and PE teacher at Stephen Dillett Primary School, Evelyn Shore, the students are reacting positively.
The kids love it. They honestly love it. Most of the kids, it's a first-time experience for them even going in the pool. We found that most of the kids, sometimes 100% of the kids cannot swim. It's interesting to hear them when you ask them if they can swim. Some of them say, yeah, I can swim, I just can't swim in the deep. So right away we know, okay, well, they can't swim. So right now, I mean, the comments we hear from them, I never realized this was so much fun. I didn't realize we could just do something like this. So the kids are on board totally. It could be a cold weather, it could be raining, and they're ready to go. We keep the pool warm, so that in the winter months we can do this year-round. We have new heaters and new blankets. So yeah, the kids just love it. We're excited about it. Actually doing something that can change a kid's life, can save him from drowning.
They're responding very well. They are excited. This is the first time that they're doing this particular program here at this school. So it's going to give them a wonderful opportunity to explore their abilities in swimming.
How did the school get connected with swimming?
Andy and Nancy Nose started some programs about 10 years ago, and then they went to the different schools. They started out in the east, and then they came down to the west area. So they have about several schools in the northwestern district, and our school is one of the schools that they chose to do the swimming program.
To date, the group has given swim lessons to over 1,500 kids across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. For ZNSOL Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Thanks so much, Amajal. Local squash players getting set to hit the wall hard this weekend. They will put their skills to the test against some top international players.
We've got roughly 25 players of varying abilities. There are 3 grades, A, B and C, for advanced, intermediates and beginners. And on top of that, we have 2 professional players coming along to do an exhibition match for us. One is Vikram Malhotra from India. He's number 2 in India, and he's just coming back from the Commonwealth Games. And the other player we have is Jesus Camacho from Mexico, and he's number 3 in Mexico. And both of them top 75 players in the world.
Defending champs in the 11 to 12 boys division in the Freedom Farm Green Pirates may find themselves watching from the sidelines this postseason. The team has had their fair shares of ups and downs. The 6-1 loss on Saturday to the Freedom Farm White Crowns didn't help their cause.
That's a kind of disappointing loss. This year has been a trying year for us. We were the defending champions last year, but this year is a little, it's a rebuilding year. But, I mean, the boys had potential. They had some good pitching today, and they beat us with the pitching, But next time we'll get them.
Browns have a 9-6 win-loss record and are tied with the Wild Dogs for the 2nd position in the division. As for the Green Pirates, they are 3-12 on the season and are 4th overall.
We actually started out good, and then in like the 6th inning, we got threw off because our pitcher was getting hit a little bit, and the field had to play a little bit.
And if you have to face any team, what team you want to face and why?
Rotters.
Why?
Because they beat us in every single game, and I want to get them back.
Sinking a shot is easy, but adding more players is proving hard for the Nassau Valley 8-Ball Association.
That's a kind of disappointing loss. This year has been a trying year for us. We were the defending champions last year, but this year is a little, it's a rebuilding year. But, I mean, the boys had potential. They had some good pitching today, and they beat us with the pitching, But next time we'll get them.
Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture congratulates Team Bahamas on its achievements at the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia. In a statement issued this evening, Sports Minister, the Honourable Michael Pintard, says our athletes again demonstrated their ability to continue to rise to the top. He congratulates medal winners like Shawnee Miller-Weebo in the women's 400 meters. She struck gold. Jeffrey Gibson won a silver in the men's 400-meter hurdles. Jamal Wilson a silver in the men's high jump, and the men's 4x400 meter relay team, they also won a silver. That team comprised of O.J. Ferguson, Teray Sweeting, Stephen Newbold, Alonzo Russell, Michael Matthew, and Ramon Miller. Well, last month was a month filled of activities for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and joining me in studio tonight, representing the New Providence All-Star, are Chief Superintendent Solomon Cash and Superintendent Damian Robinson. Welcome to the Bahamas tonight.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. As you are all aware, during the month of March, we had a combination of sporting events that we held throughout New Providence. In those sporting events, which include softball, and tonight we're going to be speaking to an all-star team that will be going up against the Northern Bahamas, inclusive of Grand Bahama. I'll have Superintendent Robinson speak to more details as to what you should expect during the softball tournament that's going to be held this Friday and Saturday.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for having us here.
We're having a co-ed all-star softball tournament. Grand Bahama is bringing their best, come up against the New Providence All-Star. As you can see, you have representatives from the various teams during the police month. We have the Crime Family Destroyers, Headquarters, Transformers, the Beast from the East, the Purple Gladiators, and the Vitamin C team. We're all members of this all-star team. The event will be held at the Bankers Field at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex this Friday beginning at 7 p.m. and will continue right into Saturday. We'll be playing 3 games. However, our sister law enforcement agency, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Customs, Immigration, and the Prison Department, they will be playing an exhibition game. 7 o'clock on Friday, it will be Customs against Immigration, and on Saturday at 7 p.m., it will be Defense Force against the Bahamas Department of Correction. We expect a fun film. Please come and support us. It's a small cover charge, $1 for children and $2 for adults. So we're not trying to kill anyone. Come out and in the spirit of camaraderie, come and see the best that we have to offer in Grand Bahama and New Providence. Now, we, the New Providence teams, we are proud, so we're ready to go. Grand Bahama, you better bring your best because we're ready.
Well, thank you so much, and it sounds like it's going to be an exciting weekend for all, so you can join them down there at the Bankers Field located in the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Fabulous living, you just can't get enough of exciting travel, of sensational adventures, of delicious food, of great homes, and never enough good friends. Fabulous living, Bahamian style. We do it all.
This belief that the cabinet must be homogeneous is foolishness unless you surrender your testicles and ovaries at the door. You are still a man or a woman able to articulate what you think is in the best interest of the country.
And you don't see chaos in operating a government in that manner where every...
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that front boundary is now across the southeast Bahamas, and it will fire up 1 or 2 showers over that area, and leaving behind an area of high pressure over the northwest and central Bahamas, which will render some beautiful days over the next several days. Tonight, we go in for clear and mild conditions. Here, a low temperature getting down to a very comfortable 70 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be another beautiful day. Lots of sunshine and very nice. High temperature around 85 degrees. Extended weather forecast temperatures warming up to near 90, which should pick up about 88 on Thursday and Friday. And as we get into the weekend, those temperatures start sliding down a bit. But an abundance of sunshine in the forecast with a good chance of rain developing on Thursday. And thereafter that, you can start planning your weekend outdoor activities.
All right. Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night.